Hello everyone, this is Dr. Priti Johnpy from the Department of English, Carmel College, Mala. Welcome back to the second session of the poem Pictures Drawn on Water by K. Satchidanandan. The next parts goes like this. The next part, that is namely the cat. The cat abandoned in the house saw fishes coming close, tickling and laughing at him. Can praise laugh like this? And transience spread its net so fast. When there is no branch or wall to climb upon, even a cat becomes a philosopher. In the session, we find a particular image, the prey and the predator relationship. Here, the prey is, of course, fish, and the predator is, of course, the cat. We find a reversal of the prey predator relationship over here. The cat abandoned in the house. The cat abandoned in the house, it suggests the cat which was deserted in the house, which became isolated in the house after the inmates of the house left. And here the house, of course, is full of water, and the cat can see the fishes which is in water, and the cat which is supposed to be the predator, the cat for the cat, it seems that its prey, the fishes, they are tickling and laughing at him, and the cat, in the face of death, when there is no branch or wall to climb upon so that it could save itself, it becomes a philosopher which believes that transience spread its net so fast. Transience means that is the quality of impermanence, the state of fact of lasting only for a short time. The cat, like a philosopher, says that nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent in this universe. And we find even the cat, which is so fearsome to the fishes, it is helpless before again the water. And we find that before the disaster, uh, every human being, animal, everyone is helpless before the atrocities created by the flood. They became helpless. Then moving on to the next part, that is Slate. The slate. Sitting under the water in the vacant house, the child's slate remembered the history of evolution that lay hidden in the rock from which it was cut, the words and sketches scrawled on its grey surface by tiny hands. So here the next image is, or the symbol is a slate. Slate, that is writing slate. As you know that writing slate is being carved from or made from slate rocks. The slate rocks which can hide the history of evolution of mankind. So let's begin with this stanza. Sitting under the water in the vacant house. Why it is vacant? Because there are no one in the house because of the flood situation. And here the child slate, the slate used by the child in that house, it recollects the history of evolution that lay hidden in the rock from which it was cut. It remembers the history of the evolution of mankind, which hides in the rocks, slate rocks, from which it was made, from the slate was made. And here in the writing slate, the child has many a time has scrawled words, drawings, or the sketches on its gray surface with its tiny hands. And we find again the next And the next stanza, now the slate is thinking of creating a new universe within its four wooden frames. It dreams of a sky where letters rise like stars. Let water recede, let the sun return. I will again be a part of the earth and thus of infinity. So in this stanza, the poet gives a hope shines like the sun over all miseries, and the poet want us the readers to believe in hope. And here we find that the slate, which is under the water, it thinks of creating a new universe within its four wooden frames of that particular slate. And it dreams. And how it dreams of a sky where letters letters rise like stars. The letters which was written on over the slate rise like stars in the sky. And it could only happen when only the water will receive water withdraw from that house, so that the child can write or scroll all over the slate again. And the slate is hopeful of a bright future. It is just like P.B. Shelley says, when winter comes, can spring be far behind? So for every night there will be a day. For every darkness there will be light. There will be dawn. So let this water recede. Let this water go back, and of course the sun will return. Uh, and there will and the slate is quite sure that it will be again be part of the earth and thus of infinity because of the writings on it. And here we find that uh, the poet is quite hopeful of the future. And moving on to the last stanza, or the last part of the poem, which is named as Slush. What is slush? Slush is nothing but it is liquid mud. And we know that after the receding of water from the houses, from the land, we find that everywhere there was slush, there was liquid mud, and everybody find it very hard to remove that slush from their houses. So the slush gathered in the house, as the pictures which is given in the PPT substantiates them. That the slush is full of turbid memories. Turbid memories means obscure memories, opaque memories of the past. And now the slush has become solid. That is, we find that immediately after the rains of the flood, there comes a drought in Kerala, and this slush or the liquid mud has become solid. And as the days go by, we find that people they move on to the next phase of life with a positive energy. They try to rebuild Kerala, and we find that everywhere uh, everything was resuming. There were, as the poem goes on, fields, paddy, pond, lily, blue flowers in the harvested fields, children racing to gather flowers, little flower baskets hanging from their necks, parrots like flying green coral leaves, yellow butterflies as if on fire, the tranquil high noon of racing cows, the dawn of men and bulls, dark hands sowing seeds. So we find different images of a new Kerala. Uh, that is paddy fields. Paddy fields was as the picture shows, the paddy fields, the lily ponds, and there were blue flowers in the harvested fields. And the children, they ran to gather flowers, which was already blooming over there. And they gathered flowers in their little flower baskets hanging from their necks. And there were parrots. It again suggests good harvest. So the parrots being compared to flying green coral leaves. So the parrots were like flying green coral leaves, and there were that yellow butterflies. There was a group of a very big group of yellow butterflies. Yellow butterflies will be the only the flower blooming, only the blooming flowers. So it suggests the presence of blooming flowers and honey. So and the poet draws an image that is yellow butterflies. It seemed to him like as if they are on fire. Such was their colorful appearance. And the next line, the tranquil high noon of grazing cows, the dawn of men and bulls, dark hands sowing seeds. So here we find again a better Kerala, a, a, a very good vision of Kerala marching towards a green Kerala. So the tranquil means the very peaceful, very quiet. So the tranquil or the peaceful high noon. So the cows grazing over and the dawn shows or it gives a picture of men plowing the fields with the bulls, and of course there were dark hands sowing seeds, and that there were of course dark hands in the sense that soiled hands because of the dirt. And so the dark hands sowing seeds to bring new saplings, to bring green over Kerala. Then the next stanza, the lean hands of the rain, the first fertile day of the earth, when it was burnt out and it had rained, turning the soil into slush, the first blade of grass. That's how the poem ends. So here we find that a few days after receiving one of the highest rainfall in century, Kerala was caught under the threat of severe drought. Water level in wells, ponds, rivers have recorded lowest levels, and some wells even collapsed. In that particular phase, we find that that's after this drought there was rain, the rain which quenched the thirst of the burnt out fields. Uh, the rain was a blessing in disguise, and because of the rain, everything again turned into lush green. And here the lean hands of the rain, the first fertile day of the earth, the smell that comes from the fields, and again when it rained, everything that is the soil again turned into slush, that is liquid mud for the uh, for the for the crops to grow, and because of that the arose the first leaf of grass, the saplings again grew, suggesting that is Kerala is going again to the dream that is green Kerala. So this is a fine piece of ecological poetry by K. Satchidanandan, and he subtly suggests that we lose something which now resides in the memory of slush, or the liquid mud left behind by water. And the poet has used here the deluge or the flood as the metaphor for social and ecological concerns, and he is giving a message. Let's march towards green Kerala, because we knew that for the first time in the state's history 35 of its 54 dams had been opened during the deluge 2018, and one of the reason for the flood is wetlands, and of course global warming, and several reports states that this heavy downpour along with the dam management has created the flood, and it has caused many loss, including that is the loss of human life, property, infrastructure damage, erosions, landslides, then economic impact, everything. And the vision of Kerala is to develop programs and projects which are environmentally feasible, economically viable, and climate resilient but locally demand. Let's march towards a green Kerala by saving trees, by saving life, by saving Kerala. Thank you.